separatist.
No, sir.
It does not make you revolutionary. It does not make you black conscious. Talk to me. There is nothing in Dianetics for the black man but another white hand in your pockets, taking away your money. I could talk about how the Church of Scientology is involved with snitching, meaning dropping dimes. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
See, you didn't know nothing about that. Huh? When you go to the Church of Scientology, when you go and get involved in Dianetics, you might as well be going down to the FBI field office.
Wow.
Because whatever you tell them bastards in Dianetics is going straight to the FBI. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
You going and telling them all kinds of things about yourself that they can then come back and use to blackmail your stupid behind into working against the rise of your people. It's the same old robbery of the black man going on in another form. The name has changed, but the game is still
Now, I
the
found
same.
something in the Church of Scientology where they developed a technique and a technology that is called auditing, where a person can be helped to pull things up in their minds that they may even deny presently that it exists in their lives. This auditing process helps us to find those memories and bring them up. The auditor is something like a therapist. He's not a therapist, because therapists talk, auditors listen. And when they listen and not talk, they help you to come up with that which would relieve you of your own pain by bringing you back to it, causing you to face it, confront it, handle it, that you may be freed from it. I want to say something about Mr. L. Ron Hubbard. Put his picture up on the screen. I love you too, otherwise I wouldn't talk like this. Now, Mr. L. Ron Hubbard, I must say to America, to the world of Caucasian people, that L. Ron Hubbard is so exceedingly valuable to every Caucasian person on this earth. All white people should flock to L. Ron Hubbard. You can still be a Christian. You just won't be a devil Christian. You still be a Jew, but you won't be a Satan Jew. Now listen to me good. L. Ron Hubbard's effort was and is to civilize white people and make them better human beings and take away from them their reactive mind. Listen to me good. Mr. Hubbard recognized that his people have to be civilized. He never wanted to continue this world.
Well, that's right.
Nor was he ever trying to save this world. He was trying to prepare a people to build a brand new world and a brand new civilization. That's why I don't have any problem quoting him, because he was not of this. he was for bringing in something new and better. And maybe that's why he's hated. Maybe he's hated because he did not want to extend this world. In fact, he said, quote, Dianetics is not interested in saving the world. It is interested only in preventing the world from being saved. One more time would be fatal. Now look, I respect L. Ron Hubbard, and I honor that man for trying to make white people better than they are, and the white people that are under his teachings are better than those that we have met in our sojourn in America with these evil, arrogant, racist minds that we have come in contact with. If they stay under L. Ron Hubbard, he will free them of the mind that Yaqub gave them. Wait. Guess what? They have improved the black people who studied with him. But listen, the blacks who study with Scientology are not yet what God desires to make them into. That indeed has to come
and right after Labor Day, I went to Los Angeles, and Jabril didn't have any money. He borrowed some money to get there. I think he had a dime in his pocket and had on some shoes that was too big for his feet. But he got there, and he had a book in a paper bag. And we met in Hollywood at the hotel where I was staying. And he asked me about Master Farrakhan Muhammad. I said, well, I love him very much, but I don't believe he's God. And he asked me about the messenger, and I said, I love him very, very much, but I don't see him now as the messenger. I see Prophet Muhammad as the messenger.
The Church of Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard, and the Nation of Islam, an unholy alliance. Talk black to me. That's right. That takes black people, puts them at the mercy of a science fiction writer. Are you listening to me? Yes, sir. A science fiction writer. This is an example of how personality worship can turn you into an utter and complete jackass. You are so in love with the personality of the chief hypocrite Louis Farrakhan that you would let that man lead you to a no-good, wicked, white racist devil. Here come you Farrakhan flunkies. A few of you Farrakhan froggies. You Farrakhan flunkies and you feeling Farrakhan froggy, you leaping at Eric Muhammad. Can you imagine? All for what? Because you're so in love with the personality of that man. You just as crazy as hell. Dianetics has been around since the 1950s. You praising the so-called Honorable Louis Farrakhan for discovering the useful technology of Dianetics. But it's been around since the 1950s. And from the 1950s to the 1970s, for 20 years, Master Farrakhan Muhammad was not wise enough to guide his messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, to the discovery of this useful technology. And when you tell niggas to leave something alone, you know what the result is going to be. They're going to add to it. They're going to take away from it. And that is exactly what the hypocrite Wallace D. Muhammad did the moment the messenger was no longer among us. Wallace D. Muhammad introduced us to Dianetics before Farrakhan did. Talk black to me.
Yes, sir.
You so stupid. Everything that you think is some divine guidance from the so-called Honorable Louis Farrakhan is some garbage that Wallace D. Muhammad already brought to us. It is as if Louis Farrakhan has opened up the playbook of Wallace D. Muhammad and is going point for point, line for line, bringing us further and further into the teachings of Wallace D. Muhammad. But if you read Wallace D. Muhammad's book, The Teachings of Wallace D. Muhammad, you see Wallace D. Muhammad in that book teaching that very thing. And that was almost 40 years ago. That is not the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. That is the teachings of the so-called honorable Wallace D. Muhammad or W.D. Muhammad. That's what Abdul Halim Farrakhan, your present leader, called him. He referred to him as the Honorable W.D. Muhammad. He was the mouthpiece of the Honorable W.D. Muhammad, quote unquote. He was the national representative of the